from Austin, Texas, DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. A pair of teams ranked in the top 7, ready to square off and do battle. It's the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Texas Longhorns. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Holly Rowe is down on the sideline.
Guys, this is the matchup that everybody has been looking forward to all season. You might remember Texas got off to a rocky start under young quarterback Arch Manning last year in Columbus. But he is better, and the team has improved around him. Ohio State was in the college football playoff last year, and Ryan Day expects this team to be even better. We'll find out here today. This is the matchup everybody's been waiting for. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. Can't wait to see how this one unfolds. The Buckeyes ready to put toe to leather, and here we go. And he's coming out of the end zone. Nothing wrong with the touchback, and they wish they had one right now, but he stopped at the 9-yard line. So Texas's offense will have the opening possession of the game. Hollywood Smothers, and he'll be matched up on the other side with another guy who's one of the most productive running backs in the game. This offense starts deep in a hole.
Well, I think the reason these two teams are in the top 25, the biggest reason, is because of these running backs. And these guys are electrifying. They can hurt you running it. They can hurt you catching it. They're one play away, David, from scoring a touchdown. You just hold your breath every single time these guys got the rock.
So advantage to the defense then, right? Because they practice against a great running back every day. You know, like you're used to seeing it. You're used to greatness. And to play another great running back, interested to watch which defense can adjust, which guy makes the most plays, and which guy gets bragging rights.
To throw, Manning. Gets rid of it. Got it in the middle. It's Wingo. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down.
When I'm a quarterback and I see zone and I see my guy curl up real quick, I got to hum it. And he threw that thing with some revolutions, with some velocity right to his receiver so he can make the catch.
Now they'll face 3rd and 4 in their first possession of the game. Motion from the wideout. Manning tries to pick it up on 3rd down. Got his man in the middle. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
And, man, that's not a surprise that they come to their go-to guy early. This is an offense that's so much fun to watch, and it's because they know who they are. They know how to get the ball to their playmakers. And on the first drive, Palmer, get your guy a touch, get him involved. You know receivers got some feelings, Jesse. I love that they're getting him lathered up and a touch early in this football game.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys who feels like he's open every single play, so it is a good idea to get him going early. For the defense, that's a bit of a jab in the face right there, because you came into this game, you know who's going to get the ball. You know where they're throwing it, and you've got to do a better job now disguising your coverages to try and limit him and take him away as much as possible.
The Longhorns have their offense in high gear. Motion from the wide receiver. The run inside. It's Smothers. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 3, but he is inside the 30 to the 29.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle him, wear him out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20.
Got a little grass, and he's brought down after a nice gain.
And as a defensive guy, man, when you play a QB like this, that will take off and run and has the speed to make you pay, it just limits what you can do. It limits the amount of coverages. It just makes you play a lot more hesitant. And you can see right there, man, the guy's got speed. Interested to see how this defense continues to attack this QB.
Arch Madness using the quick game. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
They're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Wide receiver going in motion. And the pressure gets there, and down he goes at the 18.
Well, you just sort of felt like this defense had to do something to get this quarterback out of a rhythm, right? He's been picking them apart all drive long, and finally they come up with a sack.
Now the 8th play of the opening drive, but this time facing 3rd and long. Manning from the gun on 3rd down. Finds his big tight end. He is stopped well short of the 1st down marker at the 15, and let's see what they do on 4th.
Yeah, nice job by the defense staying glued to him, getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football, knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
And on 4th down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
Well, this team knew coming into tonight's game they had to get momentum early, playing at home. They want to get the crowd into it, so you get a beautiful drive here to start this thing. You would have liked to cap it off with a touchdown, but listen, you set yourself up for a field goal, you knock it through the uprights, you've got the lead, everything right now looking good.
From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So Ohio State's offense gets to come out for its first possession of the game. And when you have a corner of this caliber, it gives the defense so many options in the way they can attack. We'll see what they're able to do with this guy. Say it. Good timing on the quick out. Caught, and he's close to a 1st down on the nice pickup there.
Well, you can tell those two have been practicing the out route all off-season long. They look like they could have completed that in their sleep.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Running inside, it's Jackson. Push down for the tackle.
Linebackers in today's football, obviously, guys have gotten smaller. They got to play in space more, cover fast guys out on the perimeter. But how about this linebacker coming downhill and making a physical tackle in the hole?
Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the second period. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. Saying from the gun on 3rd down. The throw. Hauls it in. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Really nice job there by the quarterback, understanding that it's zone coverage on 3rd down. You're going to have to find someone working into a soft spot, get the ball out of your hands quickly, make an accurate throw, and pick up the 1st. Well done.
And the Buckeyes have it with a 1st and 10. They'll leave it with the lone back. Got enough for the 1st. Here's a little room there. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Buckeye!
I love the execution on that play. Great blocking up front just to get the ball carrier an opportunity in the 2nd level of the defense. And then at that point, it was make a guy miss and use the speed. That was a perfectly executed play.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 7-3. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they capped it off with an explosive in the running game, a 59-yard touchdown run. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. They'll start this drive with a chance to regain the lead, down 7-3. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
The defense was dialed in. They knew exactly what they were doing. They weren't fooled by it. They weren't fooled by the read game at all. Played discipline, kept eyes on the quarterback, strung that along towards the sideline, and made the big tackle.
The Longhorns trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Here's Manning to throw. They're going to get him for a safety. Tried to make something out of nothing and still got stuck for the 2.
Great job on the safety there. And how about the D tackle just collapsing the pocket? There was nowhere for the quarterback to step up into to try to buy himself some time. That D tackle walked his man right into the lap of the QB, and he gets the safety.
So after that safety, they'll kick it away from their own 20. He'll field the punt and try to get some yardage. So here comes the Buckeye offense onto the field. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Over the middle, it's Smith. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one.
When you play zone coverage and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. I got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Jackson. Might have a chance. They drop him at the 47-yard line, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. The Buckeyes may be leaders in the modern game, but this has an old-school, vintage Buckeye feel to it when they move the ball on the ground.
And Ohio State's done it year after year, and it's player after player, but this university recruits at such an elite level. They find dudes, and it's easy to run the football when you've got some dudes.
They get to him as he throws. Can't hang on, and he'll tell you he really should have made that catch, and he had an opportunity right in the middle. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, this offense might want to think about moving the launch point for this QB, because if you take hits like that from the pocket, it's really tough to complete passes.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Throwing, say it. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions. We see zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive line, this pressure, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
DKR heating up and trying to make 3rd down impossible here. Now here's Sayin. Under fire. And down he goes. You see a defensive lineman come up with a play like that, make the sack, they start building some momentum to impose their will up front.
Man, there ain't nothing better than getting a stack. That's what you keep track of on defensive line. You're like, yeah, I already got one. You start keeping a tally of how many you can get. That's what you dream about. You dream about getting to the quarterback. Yes, tackles are nice, but I want sacks. I want that QB on the ground.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. The Buckeyes will punt this one away. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. Not a lot of room to field this one. The pursuit and coverage was there, and they swarm him under for no gain. Manning on play action. Takes a shot as he lets it go. Upstairs to make the catch. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the 1st down. They have just 3 measly points on the board, but trying to cobble a little something together here before halftime.
Yeah, make something happen. And listen, if I'm this defense, I want to keep them right where they're at. Done a great job all game keeping them in check. Don't let them get some cheap points going into the half, get momentum, and start feeling confident about themselves.
They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
Everybody holds their breath when this guy has the ball. On defense now, you got to stop the bleeding because you're allowing one of the best at his position in the sport of college football. Now have back-to-back catches. You better be anticipating this offense going back to him again right here.
Tell you what, that was a lightning-fast decision. You could tell he knew what he wanted to do right away. Makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Going to work in the air, it's Manning. Finds his man. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
Grabs it in the middle. Now the Longhorns will call the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And of course he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the opening one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Man, the defense smells blood in the water. You can tell. They are getting to this quarterback over and over and over. They've already sacked him a couple times. They're just winning up front. They almost got another sack on that last play.
Art's going to spin it again. Extending the play. He'll pull it down. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide. Timeout taken by Texas. It's their 2nd. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Here comes 3rd and short from the 24, and this offense does not want to send out the field goal unit. Manning from the gun on 3rd down. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. Timeout signal for by the Buckeyes. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. And here comes the field goal unit for the 2nd time tonight. He boomed it through a 50-yard field goal, showing off that powerful leg.
How about it? 50-plus, no problem. Big leg, nice accuracy. That's a big-time kick for this young man.
On the move from inside his 5. Just able to get out to the 18-yard line on the return before he stopped. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Zayn unloads to the right. It's caught downfield. They get him down at the 36. It will be a first down. Ohio State calls its 2nd timeout. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. They drop him at the 47-yard line, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks.
And those in-breaking routes, man, it's got to be trust. Trust in the offensive line to do their job, and then trust that you know your receiver is going to break that off and come straight down the line of scrimmage. Stay away from the defense, especially those guys that sit back there trying to look at the quarterback's eyes and read them. Nice timing on that in route.
The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. He's going to run it. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You can get the ball out, but when things break down, they get off schedule. You've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, you've been calling a first-rate game so far from Austin today. It's hardly a secret what this team wants to do. They want to feed the beast, let him run it, and control the line of scrimmage. Ground and pound, and continue to add to this lead in the second half. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at DKR.
The Longhorns will kick it away to crank up the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They go to work in the third quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the second half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively, by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right, that pocket has been shaky, and if it continues to be that way in the second half, this could be a much different looking football game.
He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
And a nice crisp run, great job. Maybe expecting pass, in second down, but really good job running the football, committing to it, getting the first down.
Let's see how successful they'll be on 1st and 10. Draw play, quarterback keeps it. Gets down, and like they say, touchdown, first down, or get down, and he got 2 of those on that one.
And it's going to be interesting to watch this defense, man, because obviously when you're trailing, and offenses can sometimes get conservative. That's 2 runs back-to-back. Do they get more aggressive and try to bring more guys near the line of scrimmage, not let them waste time, and try to get their offense the football back?
Here's Sayin to throw. Pocket breaking down. Hit as he throws. They've avoided the interception all day, but they were lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be second down.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working, ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain.
Really good job by the defense, seeing it and going and getting it. Nice job understanding the touch pass. It could happen. Those guys go in motion, man. I got to understand, safety's got to see that, start flying down, getting ready to play that. Nice job by the defense being ready for that play.
Lined up in the gun on 3rd down, Sayin. He's got an open man. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. These 2 guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
They'll go play action with Sayin. Oh, they're after him. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Almost lost the football on that one, but the clock is stopped while the medical staff comes out to tend to an injured player. And as their junior quarterback down on the field, a guy they can ill afford to lose, Holly will update his condition soon. This drive was rolling, and then it got thrown into reverse. Here's a 2nd and 18. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
And this is exactly how you want to draw it up if you're an offensive coach. Later in the game, you start to get in the second half and you've got the lead, and you can be the more physical team. It's really hard for somebody to come back. This defense has got to come up with a stop. They got to get more physical right now in this football game, or it's going to get out of hand.
Gets it out fast. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. They're in makeable field goal range. They could tie the game, but instead they'll go for it on 4th down. Trying to keep this drive alive. There's some room. He'll be out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 24.
And there is no greater friend to a quarterback and to a coach late in the football game when you have the lead and you can pound the rock. Offensive linemen can pave holes, like running back now runs through them, successful, move the ball, and most importantly, that clock can tick, but the physical ground game late in the game, that's how you finish opponents off.
Blasted as he lets it go. And he drops it, just took his eye off of it at the last minute.
I got to be honest, I thought this tight end was going to have a much bigger role in this game. They wanted to get him the football early and often, but after that drop here in the second half, he still doesn't have a catch.
So now it's 2nd and long. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild.
I like the idea of going toss to the field, but you got to have better blocking by your wide receivers out there on the perimeter. They didn't get it done, and as a result, that's a negative play.
Horns up and ready to hook them. Serious noise on 3rd down in DKR. Now here's Tavian St. Clair. He finds a dead spot in the middle. He's got enough. It'll be a 1st down. They've got it at the 12.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Tavian on the play action. Pressure's there, and he gets rid of it.
And that was good defense again, and unfortunately, we've been saying that all game long. Really, really good defense. Or, listen, you can spin on the other side. This offense has really been bad.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. The run inside. It's Jackson. Could be an alley. What powerful running, just driving the pile forward for everything he could get. He'll be just a few inches short. Well, guys, Ohio State has the lead here. They've built a cushion. They've got a nice lead. Now the task is finish the deal as you take a look at the 3rd quarter stats. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. So we open the final period with a 3rd down play. On 3rd and short, they keep it on the ground here. He'll be stopped short. It'll bring up 4th down as this defense makes a play.
And this offense, I don't think this is going to be a surprise. I think the offense is going to stay on the field. You've already seen it once on this drive, and they've already been successful. You know how hard it is to defend when there's an extra down, and they do it over and over again? So I think this offense will continue to stay aggressive like they were on the last 4th down.
4th down, St. Clair. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. Middle of the end zone. He's got it.
I like the aggressive play calling by the offensive coordinator on that drive as well. There are a lot of coaches that would have played it very conservative, very close to the vest, run the ball, and punt it away. Count on your defense, not this guy. He was going to take some shots, count on his own guys to get it done. And now with that touchdown late, they've got a 2-possession lead.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. So that was a lengthy 17-play drive, and it was finished off with a 2-yard touchdown toss.
Number 96, Celtic kick it away. Texas.
He'll take the return, try to get better field position. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. And here come the horns. They've got it again on offense. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. They have to execute if they want to snatch this thing from the fire. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. Good start to this drive, and they'll need much, much more if they're going to give them a finish.
They need a ton more of this, but you got to start the drives great. The first play needs to be really good. That was a good start. Now we got to keep building on it, and we got to do it in a hurry.
They go to the counter. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, but whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has...
Wide room to the right. Touchdown, Longhorns! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. The Longhorns with a huge score to answer. The defense just lost track of it. There's no other explanation. I've got to assume they knew he was in an eligible position.
Or it was just ridiculously good scheming on the offense, Reese. I mean, just an unbelievable job of getting your guy wide open.
Lining up to add another.
Kicker off for the extra point.
And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they finish with a bang, a 71-yard scoring strike. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Ohio State sending out the offense to start this drive. Slithers into space. There he goes.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
Clock continues to run, and they'll be happy to wind it all the way down before they snap it. Keeps it on the option. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. Now the Longhorns will call the first of their 3 timeouts. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. The handoff, keep working on that clock. Timeout taken by Texas, it's their second. They've got 1 timeout left now. They'll have to choose wisely as to when to use it.
No mystery on that play. With the lead, we are going to run the ball. You know it's coming, and we are running right at you. Right into the teeth of the defense, and they're still able to get a nice game.
Finding some room. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. They'll use a timeout on defense here. That's their final one. The clock stops just once more at the 2-minute mark. The Buckeyes look to keep this drive humming. On the run, it's Jackson. And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
The clock winds down to the 2-minute timeout, and this offense will try to drain away the time and secure the victory. They're in control. The clock is their friend. You'd have to expect another run here on 2nd and 6. Wide receiver comes in motion. The running back has it. Makes it past the marker. That'll be a first down, and the last one they'll need as they're going to get the victory in this one.
This is a pretty easy situation for the offense right here, guys. We need one play. We need one run up front. O-line, we need you to come through for us and ice this game. They do a great job allowing that back to pick up the first.
Yeah, and it's just physicality up front. The big boys creating some space because the defense knew what was going on. They have to get a stop here or this football game is over. A lot of guys near the line of scrimmage, they can't get it done, and it is over.
How much fun was that one? I mean, you just dream of having games like that every time you go into the booth.